internal Social Security Administration memo sent Thursday last week details proposed changes to the claims process that would debilitate the agency, cause significant processing delays, and prevent many Americans from applying for or receiving benefits. The biggest change contemplated in the memo is to require internet identity proofing for any benefit claims made over the phone. If a Social Security recipient is unable to utilize internet ID proofing, customers will be required to visit a field office to provide in-person identity documentation. Many people served by the Social Security Administration cannot access the internet. Under the new system, this would force these populations to visit an office to have their claims processed. The memo estimates it would require 75,000 to 85,000 in-person visitors per week to Social Security offices to implement this policy. Social Security offices currently do not have the resources to handle an influx of in-person appointments of this size. They're cutting 7,000 staffers. They're shutting dozens of field offices. They're ending in-person services at some offices altogether. And even before those changes take effect, Social Security offices no longer accept walk-ins. And right now, the wait time for an appointment averages over 1 month. Joining us now is Judd Legum. He's writer of the independent newsletter Popular Information. He's the first person to obtain this memo from Social Security. Judd, thanks very much for being with us. Thank you for this reporting.
Oh, well, thanks for having me, Rachel.
This just seems like, I know we've heard of a lot of changes and proposed changes at Social Security that are freaking a lot of people out, people who are recipients of Social Security in particular. This seems so unbelievably impractical to me. It's hard for me to believe that this is a real prospect that's still on the table. Do you think that it is?
Yes, I know that it is, based on the people that I'm talking to on Social Security. This is something that's moving through Social Security very aggressively. And the people who are concerned about this memo, who brought it to light, believe that it is an effort to break the agency. And this is a huge influx of people to these offices that are already under strain, that are now getting, as you mentioned, many of them are getting closed. There's just no way for them to deal with the number of people who would now need to come into the office to verify their identification under this new proposal.
Is there any corresponding sort of implementation memo, right? If they're saying internally and officially at Social Security that this would result in 80,000 more people needing to use field offices per week, is there also implementation work being done to scale up the capacity of the field offices to be able to do that?
No, in fact, it's just the opposite. They're closing down the field offices. One of the things that's remarkable, as they're taking away the ability to do the things you need to do, like file a claim, which is probably the most important thing, over the phone, they're actually converting some of these field offices to phone only. So they're taking away the in-person services. So I think, this is an effort to really strain the agency beyond what it can handle. And one thing I want to note is 75 to 85,000 people coming to the office. Those are actually the lucky ones, because as Social Security kind of elliptically notes in this memorandum, there are vulnerable populations who cannot get physically to an office because they are elderly or disabled in a way that prevents them from traveling. Sometimes you have to travel over 100 miles to get to a local office. It's not always around the corner.
And that's even before they start shutting down dozens of them. Judd Legum, writer of the independent newsletter Popular Information. We subscribe here at The Rachel Maddow Show, and it's a really great resource. You're doing great work there, Judd. Thank you.
Thanks.
We'll be right back.